Iceland's Söngvakeppnin. They had
Beautiful.
their final with five. Shut up. Had 5 songs in the running last year after 2 semis, and ultimately, just like everybody else, they chose an act. They had 5 songs, and out of the 5 songs, 2 went to a super final where it was 100% televote. And before we discuss the winner, let's do a very quick look back at what we had in the running.
All dressed up in red, baby, don't forget, you're not the one and only who's out there dancing lonely when he holds my hand. You're still in my head. You're not the one and only who's out there.
Carry on through every storm. I promise you, I'm here for you when days go cold. Carry on, we'll make a home.
Doomsday,
Dancing through the dark,
pump up the pretense.
there's nothing wrong.
Doomsday,
Dancing on the floor.
keep it moving till you can move now. I got my power in my hand. You hold no power over me, and I take my power.
Oh, okay. 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 Fínt að hafa sem flest af hreinu og gott að gleyma ekki neinu ef
So as you can see, those 5 songs performed, and we don't have the breakout between jury and televote yet, but we do know that 2 of the songs, the last 2 songs of the night, moved on to the super final. Dilja and a band with, do I have to say the name, Roy?
Yes, you do. I would love to see you try.
Langi, Seli, og Skugarnir.
That's better than I
So,
expected, to be
I should have just
honest.
said the name of the song. Okay.
Okay.
Power and UK. Okay, those are the 2 songs. That why did I didn't do that? So
Power
anyway,
in
so
UK. Good job.
I know, right? And they moved on to the super final where the televoters had their final say, and ultimately it was Dilja with Power winning it all. Again, we don't have the breakout of the results, but we do know she got the most vote. Therefore, gonna represent Iceland in Liverpool, and she will be in the second semifinal in the first half. So we got to talk about it. Roy, I'll let you go first. Your thoughts on the winning song in Iceland?
Yeah, I think this was the right choice. Again, they made a lot of right choices last night, so that was really cool to see. I think overall Iceland had a bit of a miss year this year. I don't think there were that many very strong songs necessarily. So when it came down to OK or Power, I pretty much had a preference, and that was definitely Power. And I'm very glad that, like somebody already commented it, there were 260,000 votes cast in Iceland, which is an insane amount. But
They
I'm
didn't even have
glad
that many
they-
people. You know, it's. I mean, I know they get to vote more than once, but still, that is
Exactly. It's insane.
mind blowing. It's like everybody voted.
Yeah, and I'm glad that Dilja did end up winning with Power, because one, young artist, always great to see them represent at Eurovision and have them the opportunity to skyrocket their career perhaps, and it was just a better song.
Yeah, I mean, I will agree with you. I think it was more of a miss year overall for Iceland. There was not one
Yeah.
song that I was like, oh my god, rooting. But I think out of the songs that were available, Dilja was by far the best option, the only option, I want to say. So I'm glad that she won. And maybe that song will grow me. It's not a bad song. It's a nice song. It's just, I'm worried it's a little bit on the, I'm not comparing it to Paper from 2017, but in terms of like the overall mass appeal, I think it has a similar kind of feel to me. So I'm a little worried about Iceland, but I still think yes. And I love oldies. I love good, like even Elvis inspired rock and roll. I loved Francis Jr. song this year. Okay was not okay. So I was really, that was just not okay. And I was so nervous, actually. I'm like, I mean, if it wins, it wins, right? But I've been like, oh God. Because I'm always trying to put a positive spin on a song, find the good, but I would have struggled a little bit coming up with, I could have pointed out like, oh, it's an oldie and, it represents a different genre, but it would end there.
I was stuck with this image in my head of like them performing at Eurovision and like they're singing okay, and then every single time before okay, you are standing somewhere in the arena saying not, and then they
Not!
say okay.
Okay.
It's a very funny image.
We might like, okay, not. But yes, and it's nothing against the band. I'm sure that people who like the song, by all means, you're allowed to vote for it. You know, just based on my presentation, I find that song really more like going to a concert down by the beach here, and you know, a random local band just playing. Okay, and sometimes that local song can have its charm, but I just don't think this one really had it, in my view. Oh, I wanted to bring that. I meant to say that after the recap, actually. It's very interesting. I'm not sure if you noticed. At one point, they showed the winners, Finland, Norway, Denmark, and for Sweden, they showed Loreen. And they made a mistake by showing her as the winner when she hasn't won yet. I saw that. I didn't know what they were saying. But I saw, why are they showing Loreen in Sweden, who hasn't even won yet? It's like, it seems a little like hyping partisan. I don't know what that was. So that really confused me. Did you notice that as well?
Yeah. I mean, it's nearly as close as the representative, but it's not done yet, guys. There's still hope, I guess.
I mean, hope, or, you know, there's still...
there's still a competition, basically.
And even if it's obvious, it's kind of like weird to do it. I'm sure it was an honest mistake, though. It seems like it. I don't know. But I also made other mistakes. For instance, during the recap, one of them, they showed Dilja's the number wrong. I think they gave her the number 01, right? Too. So people were like, well, if it would have won, I think people would be like, it's because of that. So I'm almost glad that didn't happen. She won anyways without it. So that is interesting. Let's go through this again, everyone in the chat first. Iceland now in the second semifinal. Roy and Chad, yes or no? Are we going to see Iceland perform again in the final? What do you think, Roy? I'll go first since you're taking forever. I will say I right now I am saying no. I just don't think that it is. There are other songs I just feel. There are some good positive surprises so far in the second semi to me, although there are also some boo-boos. But I still feel as Iceland is an uphill battle in my view.
I think I will go to your side and say no as well. And I think what hurts them the most is being first half here, because if it was second half of the semifinal, especially with televote only, I think it could sneak through. I think it is really against the odds right now for Iceland to qualify.
Yeah. So we'll see, though. Maybe people disagree. The chat says yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Yes, no. 50-50. You guys are not helping. Maybe. Yes, 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 yes. Maybe no, no, no. No, yes, borderline. So it seems as it's split in the chat. It's 50-50 in terms of Iceland's chances. I'm not completely certain for Iceland either. It's just a hunch right now, a vibe, a gut feeling, but we
don't have the full lineup yet either. So
no,
still many songs that could completely change the entire landscape of this year.
Absolutely, absolutely. So don't give up hope just because it's our first initial gut feeling. This is what we have with Iceland.